Hi, my name is Tanya and I'm a sewaholic. Welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel, It's So Tanschi. I'm really happy that you're here when I am sharing a bit of a different video. It is my birthday when you are seeing this on Sunday, the 18th of June. But I'm filming it the Friday before, so it is the 16th today, yeah. And I thought first of all, I love birthdays. I don't only love my birthday, but I love birthdays of friends, family members. I love gift giving and gift receiving also, and yeah, I just love birthdays and celebrating a special person. And that's why I thought I will do a bit of a different video in terms that it's not really that sewing related, but I now have quite a few followers, at least for my feeling, and I would really like to share a bit more about me as a person, a bit of my private life, who I am beyond the sewing hobby, and I always really enjoy watching these kinds of videos from other sewing YouTubers or YouTubers in general, just to get to know the person behind the YouTube channel and behind their hobby a bit more. I really hope that you are also interested in that and that you enjoy watching this video today. And little disclaimer, I have no script for this. I thought very briefly about what I want to tell you, but it's probably going to be a bit of a mishmash, and my tea in my hand is very hot, so I have to put it aside because I will get boiling hot in this room. It is very warm here in Austria. But yeah, let's start. So my name is Tanya, and it is written the German way, the German way with a J. But I'm not offended if you write my name with a Y as it is in the English language. I am fine with both. But when I was when I did my internship in Wales when I was 17, so a long time ago, the people there, they have never seen my name written with a J, and so they thought it would be pronounced Tanja instead of Tanya, and that is where I got my nickname Tanja or Tanschi from, and that is also why my channel is called It's So Tanschi, written with SCH, because that is how it is pronounced in German, and yeah, that's where I got my nickname from, and that's also where my channel name comes from. And I am turning 28 today. I think I look quite young for my age, but I was born in 1995 here in Austria, and I come from a federal state that is at the far west of our country. So I am the furthest apart of Vienna that you can think of. It's 6.5 hours by train and about 6 hours by car to get to Vienna. So I am unfortunately nowhere near Vienna. I live in the bordering federal state to Germany and also to Switzerland and also to Liechtenstein, which is a very small country, and my boyfriend is from Liechtenstein. And yes, I was born here and I am now living again here, and I will insert a little map somewhere here so you can see where I'm from. The part that I'm from in Austria has a lot of mountains. We love skiing in the winters. I love it as well. It's one of my favorite winter hobbies. We are living at the Lake of Constance, which is one of the biggest, or I think the third biggest lake in Europe. So we have the lake. I have a friend who has a sailing boat, and sometimes in summer we go sailing. Even if I'm just sitting there, I'm doing no sailing. But yeah, we have a lot of mountains. We have the lake, but I am a big mountain girl. I love being around the mountains, between the mountains. It's like, I think when you grew up here, you're just used to having the mountains around you, and it gives me kind of a safe feeling, if that makes sense. Yeah. But when I was 19, I finished school here in Vorarlberg. That's what the federal state is called. And I moved to Vienna, and I went to university there. I studied law, but after one semester, which is half a year here in Austria, I realized that is not for me. I really honestly didn't like it. It was not creative at all, there was no communication, and yeah, it was not for me. So I changed from the law degree at the University of Vienna to a media and communication consulting bachelor's degree, which I then finished 3 years later. And I did that in a smaller town near Vienna, but I have lived in Vienna at that time for 4 years. And as I said, I finished it. I met some of my very best girlfriends there. We had a really good time. And I'm very grateful for having met them, and also for having found something that I really enjoyed, even if it was super stressful and exhausting, and it was quite a hard degree. But I am really, really happy that I pushed through and that I finished it. A bit of a not so positive side note, but I also want to share it, even if the whole world can now watch it, but I think it's a very important topic. And at that time, when I realized that law is not what I want to go for, I started having mental health problems, and I started having panic attacks. And I think it was to do with my striving for success, and I was always good at school, and I define a bit through the success I had in school, and also I thought at university. But I realized that life is not always what you planned, and that is fine. But at the time I was 19, turning 20, and I had a really hard time with that realization that not everything is going to plan, and I won't always succeed. So yeah, I started getting mental health problems, and that was now 8 years ago, I think. Yeah, and honestly, it is a up and down. It has been very good over the years, where I didn't have any problems, but then there are times when I do have problems again, where I struggle with my panic attacks. I mostly have them when I'm on the train or the bus or the plane, in spaces where I can't get out, so it's a bit claustrophobic also. But yeah, that's a part that is not so nice, but I think a lot of people struggle with mental health problems. I have a lot of friends and family members that are going through the same kind of thing in a different capacity probably, but I have a lot of people that are super understanding, that are super supportive, and I am immensely grateful for them. I can't even tell you how grateful I am for these people. And I think it's just important to talk about this kind of stuff, because it is super normal. It is like just like being ill, but mentally, and that's okay, even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes. But yeah, I want to be very transparent here, and I hope, I'm a bit nervous about this, but I hope it's going down well. But I think it's important for me to share, because it is also part of me. But back to the more positive side of things. I finished my degree in Vienna, and then I quickly moved back home to my parents' place here in Vorarlberg, and that was when I realized, oh no, I just want to be a bit more or for a bit longer in the bigger cities, and so I moved to Munich, Germany. And there I lived for, I think it was about a year, because then COVID hit and I had to move back home to my parents. But yeah, I was in Munich for maybe it was 9 months or so. I lived in a little flat there, and I did a course, a 3-month course on fashion styling, and fashion has always been a big part of my life, a big passion of mine. And I could do the course there at like a university, but it was not a university course, it was just like a short further education course, and that was on fashion styling, and I loved it. I also met some really nice girls there, and I started working there first. At first I did an internship, but then they took me over, so I worked there in PR and marketing at a small startup, at a lifestyle startup, and I really enjoyed that. I really had a good time in Munich, and then COVID hit and I moved back to my parents' place once again. I think I've been 24 or 25 at the time, and yeah, I had no job anymore, and I started my very favorite hobby in the world, which is sewing. And I will link my sewing story up above, so you can watch that. I won't go into much detail right now, but yes, that was when I found sewing. And then I think, was it like 1 year after the pandemic started, my long-term partner and I, we've been together for a bit over 6 years now. We decided it is time to move in together and move out of our parents' places. And we did that, and it's now our 2-year anniversary of living together, also here in Vorarlberg. And we have a very nice flat. I have my sewing space, as you can see here. And we have 2 beautiful cats, rescue cats now, and you will have seen them on my channel already, but I will put in some pictures because they're so cute. And yeah, we're having a really good time here, and I love the small city we are living in. It is quite full of history, which I love, and we are surrounded by nature, which I also love and learned to cherish over the years. I am not a city girl anymore. I am very much of a country girl. I would love to live in the English countryside one day, but I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but one can dream. Yeah, and then maybe also about what I'm doing professionally. I have been a freelancer in the field of marketing, and especially content marketing and text, for over 2 years now, and I have different clients in different fields. At the moment there are quite a few in the real estate sector, interestingly, and I work from home every day. I really enjoy having the freedom of being a freelancer, even if it's not always easy, but I have more freedom than if I would be employed, at least for my feeling. I can be at home with the cats, I can work from abroad, which I also did sometimes, and yeah, I have some really nice people I work with, teams, we meet online regularly, and that's basically what I do on a day-to-day basis. And then there are also my hobbies, of course, outside of the sewing world, And since I was a little child, I love horse riding. I am very much into animals. I like animals of all kinds, maybe not insects that much, but I also got used to them. But I love animals and I love horses, and I have been horse riding since the age of 6, I think. You would now think I'm very good at it, but that's not true. I have always done it on a very leisurely basis. And I have a, I don't know how you would say it in English, but it's a horse that it's not mine, but I care for it 2 times a week approximately. And she's called Libussa, and I love her very much. I have cared for her for 1.5 years now. She is only 15 minutes from where I live in her stable, and yeah, I just love spending time with her in nature, and horse riding is one of the things that also gives me one of the most free feelings. I feel a lot of freedom when I'm with her and when I'm cantering over the countryside. And yeah, I also go on horse riding vacations quite a lot if possible, and that is a big, or has become again a big part of my life, and I'm very, very grateful for that, because it gives me, or it's as well as sewing, it is so good for my mental health, and yeah, I really appreciate that. And then in the winter I like to go skiing. I'm very much a spring autumn person, but I also love winter because it can be very romantic. We haven't had that much snow in Austria for the last few years, unfortunately, climate change and everything, but I love the winter wonderland aspect of winter here in Austria. So I love to go skiing. I also love to dabble in everything that is crafty. I like cross stitch, I like knitting, crocheting. I tried, but I failed a bit. Let's say it like that. It was okay. And yeah, I really would like to go hiking more this summer. That is one of the things I really would like to do. And yeah, I'm thinking what else I could tell you. I think, oh yeah, I mean, there is one thing that also probably defines me, and maybe if I would ask friends and family, they would say that that's a big part of me, and that is that I love Great Britain. I don't know why. My aunt and my mom and my grandma, they all love it, and I think I got it a bit from them, and also my internship when I was 17 helped with that. And I just love the English countryside. I love English interiors. It's just England, or not England, not only England, but the UK is like a home away from home for me. Whenever I fly over, I feel like I'm coming home, and I am where I'm supposed to be. Sounds very cheesy, but it is like that. And I really, really love the UK. And that is also maybe one thing I also forgot. I love traveling. That is where I spend, besides sewing, I spend a lot of my money on traveling. Mostly inside Europe, but I was in South Africa at the beginning of the year. I was in the USA also once for 3 weeks. And yeah, I was in the north of Africa also, but I'm a lot around in Europe, because I think Europe is a great place. It's so diverse, and I travel quite a lot. For some people, they would say I travel a lot. Some people would say I don't travel a lot. I mean, it depends on your standards, I guess, but for me it is, yeah, maybe every second month I'm somewhere. Not necessarily flying, but also going by car or by train, or yeah, I love traveling. And I think for me it's so important to broaden my horizon, to meet new people. I love that. I'm a bit of an introvert, but I'm also that kind of person that is really loving engaging with new people online and offline. So there I'm a bit of an extrovert, I don't know. But traveling is very great in that sense, that I can meet new people and also learn about new cultures, about other ways of living, and then coming home and sometimes being sad that I'm home again, and sometimes being very, very grateful for what I have here at home. And I think that's also part of the travel process, if you want to say so. Yeah, I think that is everything I can, or I had in my mind I wanted to tell you. I will prepare another Sunday sewing catch-up probably for next Sunday, so there will be more sewing content. But anyhow, I really hope you enjoyed getting to know me a bit better and more personal. And if you have ever been to Austria, either Vienna or even the part I'm living in, then let me know down in the comments below. I am very curious, and yeah, tell me about yourself. I would really like to know where you guys are from, and yeah, just meeting you a little bit more or getting to know you a little bit more. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday, and I wish you a very good start to the week tomorrow. And yeah, take care, guys. Bye.